Today, boys, we are going to rebuild Borussia Dortmund using a youth to gold style in FM24. Now, Borussia Dortmund over the years have been known for producing some of the biggest profitable sales with young players in the world. We've had Ousmane Dembele go to Barcelona for 135 million euros. Jude Bellingham most recently to Real Madrid for 103 million euros. More names like Jadon Sancho, Aubameyang, Pulisic. Borussia Dortmund are the masters at finding young talent, making them into world superstars and selling them on for profit. And in today's rebuild, we are going to use the youth to gold method to make this Borussia Dortmund team, one, a Bundesliga winning team again, and hopefully win some European silverware. This is a team with a rich history, and I'm sure Big Robbo is going to do them proud. As always, boys, if you're a fan of the content, make sure to like and subscribe. And also in the description is going to be the link to my Patreon where I upload all of these rebuild files and the rebuild tactics. But without further ado, let's get to rebuilding this team, youth to gold style, in FM24. Also, boys, if you are unaware how youth to gold works in FM24, in youth to gold you can only sign players under the age of 21. Any players in the second season that hit 30 years old can no longer play in your first team, so we will be looking to sell them on, or they'll rot in my under 21s forever if they refuse to leave. The whole point of youth to gold is bringing in young players, helping them maximise their potential, and hopefully that will pay off by playing them in their younger years to make them world-class players to then go on to win the Champions League, and in this case, the Bundesliga with Borussia Dortmund. For me, signing youth and developing youth on FM24 is the best part of the game, so this is going to be absolutely amazing. Let's get into the video. Okay, boys, in Season 1, we are going to use a 4-2-4 gegenpress tactic. Now, I think this suits best the players that they have with the club, but as you can see, we are missing a DLP and a left back. I'm going to go into the market and hopefully find some youngsters to fill them roles. The biggest talents in this team at the moment are Karim Adeyemi on the left and Bino Gittins on the right, both having amazing seasons in real life as well. I'm pretty sure Bino Gittins is one of the most informed wingers in the world stats-wise. I'm now going to go into the transfer market and try and find a DLP and a left back to sign for this team, but unfortunately, we only have an £8 million budget with 80 grand wage, so it might be a bit difficult. There might have to be a few outgoings, but let's see what we can do in this first season of transfers. So, boys, for Season 1 transfers, like I said, we only had £8 million. We could only sign one player, and I decided to sign Semi Kalitskoy. The popular FM24 wonderkid winger/striker joins Borussia Dortmund for £8 million. Now, this guy's good on both feet. He can play across the front three. We're looking to loan him out this season. If we cannot get a loan, I will be making him available for the Borussia Dortmund second team. I think this is a player with a lot of potential. Again, good on both feet, a consistent player as well, good determination. Hopefully in the next couple of years, this guy can be our main striker or one of our main wingers. And for the tactic, boys, we are using our 4-2-4 tactic, still the same. We've moved one of the CDMs up into midfield to get a slot for Giovanni Reina, who has a big potential on the game. We're going to be locking Bayer Adeyemi, Bino Gittins and Reina in to make sure we can get the most out of their potential in these early seasons. Like I said, boys, in the first seasons of youth to gold, you are going to suffer. You're going to have to play players with less ability to hopefully make them get to their highest potential and make them better players than you were to have by using the 28 and 29, 30-year-olds. Hopefully these boys can reach their potential. We're going to simulate the first month of the season now and do a little catch-up. Let's see what this Borussia Dortmund team can do in Season 1. Okay, boys, we've simulated a month into the future, and as you can see, we've only taken one loss in the last 7 games with this Borussia Dortmund team. In the DFB Pokal first round, it's nice to see Jamie Bino Gittins getting 2 goals. In the second game, our opening game in the Bundesliga against Gladbach, a 3-1 win, then a 5-1 win against VfL Bochum, a 2-1 loss away to Frankfurt. I'm not too unhappy about. RB Leipzig at home, though, this is a statement game. 5-2 winners at home, massive for us. They had a red card in the 28th minute. We then went on to beat Sturm Graz in the Champions League 2-0, and Heidenheim, we beat 2-1 away from home. If we go to the competitions tab, we currently sit second in the Bundesliga. We are still in the DFB Pokal, and our Champions League group in this first season sees us have Paris Saint-Germain, Shakhtar and SK Sturm Graz. I'm hoping to at least qualify from that group. We've got to at least finish second there. We got a big first season ahead of us, a lot of development to see. Let's see how our young Borussia Dortmund team can take on this first season in this Borussia Dortmund Youth to Gold rebuild. Right, lads, it is the end of Season 1 with Borussia Dortmund, and our young Borussia Dortmund team have won the DFB Pokal in the first season. A Mega Luke's favourite trophy, shout out my goal. We have won the DFB Pokal in the first season, defeating Leverkusen in extra time 1-0 with a youngster, Julian Duranville, scoring the winner in the 102nd minute. As you can see, Duranville down the line here gets tackled by Nets, but the resilience, the hunger of youth comes through as Duranville picks the ball up, up, drives into the box. A lovely finish at the near post to defeat Leverkusen. Looking at our league form as well, not too shabby. Finishing second first season, only picking up 3 losses across the season as well is insane. Them 3 losses coming against all the big teams away from home, which means at home we were unbeaten in the first season. If we look into the Bundesliga, Maximilian Bayer with 17 goals in his first full league season with Borussia Dortmund. Adeyemi and Bino Gittins getting a handful of assists as well. Unfortunately though, boys, in the round of 16, we were knocked out by Barcelona 7-6 on aggregate, which means I think we won at the Nou Camp 4-1. No, sorry boys, in the home leg we won 4-1, but when we went away from home to the Nou Camp, we got demolished 6-2, which is a shame. We could have probably gone a bit further there, but for the first season, boys, to get second in the Bundesliga, to win the DFB Pokal is just amazing. Looking at the squad, we've got Bayer with 20 goals, Marlon getting 20 goals, Kaliskoy on loan getting 14 goals, who also, by the way, look at that development from that loan. The loan was perfect for him. He's looking like he's ready for that first team next season. We've got Bino Gittins on the right getting 13 goals and 12 assists. Not as much development as I would have hoped, but still a good contribution to the team. We've also got Yusufa Makoko, who was on loan this season, doing well, the original FM wonderkid striker. Karim Adeyemi with not a lot of development either, but 11 goals and 15 assists across the season. It's safe to say that this 4-2-4 tactic absolutely cuts in this first season. In the second season though, boys, because we did so well qualifying for the Champions League, winning the DFB Pokal, the board have given us 70 million to go and spend on this youth to gold team. This is going to be such a fun transfer window. Let's go sign some more of Europe's young best talents and let's make this team even better for season 2. Right boys, that is probably the biggest transfer window I have ever done on FM24. We've had so many outs and so many ins. The thing is, with youth to gold in the second season, you have to clear out all of the senior players, so all of our senior first team players have pretty much left the team. We're going to go through the outs as fast as we can and then we're going to show you the ins. So on the outs, boys, on this right hand side, as you can see, we've got Reina, Chan, Gross, Benakra, Brandt, Sule, Anton and Sabitzer all leaving the club. As you can see, we got a total of 122 million, which is really good to be fair for 29 to 30 year olds. Now let's talk about the ins coming into the club. The most expensive signing of the window was Milos Kerkez coming from Bournemouth, an amazing left back on this game. I mean, at 21 years old, he's already complete. Amazing tackler, he's aggressive, he works hard, he's fast. Brilliant signing for us. Next signing on the opposite flank, we've got Geller over from Galatasaray, a great wonderkid right back on this game. We did sign him when he was 21. I know it says he's 22 now, but we did sign him when he was 21. Amazing pace, good crosser of the ball, good passer of the ball. Again, pretty much like a Kerkez copy on the right hand side. We've also signed the beast Ousmane Diamonde. Nicolas Sule left for Liverpool and I knew I had to bring in another beastie defender. Ousmane was on the transfer list. We had to sign him, boys. 44 million in total. An absolute goat on this year's FM. Now, the midfield options in the transfer window were quite limited, so we went with Oscar Gluck in that centre midfield, in that advanced playmaker role. He's bow-footed, a good passer of the ball, good dribbler of the ball. His mentals are also quite good for a 21-year-old. I'm hoping he can do well for us. I'm a bit unsure with this signing, but I'm hoping maybe with the game time, he's going to turn into a superstar. Bayern Munich also signed our backup DM in Anton for a release clause, so we went and signed their best young midfielder in Pavlovic. The ball-winning midfielder comes in with a lot of potential to grow. Great all-round stats. He's 6'2", he's aggressive, he's a good passer of the ball, an all-round midfielder to slot into that DM role for us. And boys, at the bottom, you can see there a couple of loans. We got Vega in as a backup BMW. We got Rico Lewis to cover the fullbacks, and we did indeed sign the GOAT Profundi on loan. He's going to provide cover in all attacking areas for us this season. My absolute GOAT joins the team. This is an exciting one for me. And finally, boys, the first regen of the Youth to Gold Dortmund rebuild. We have found Junior over on at Sporting Lisbon. The 16-year-old joins for 10 million. 20 determination. Determined, he's 16, but he's already got good vision, good passing. This one could be one for the future in 2 or 3 years. And last but not least, we have signed talented Sporting right winger Quenda for £20 million. This guy's got a lot of talk about him in real life at the moment. A fast winger, good at dribbling, good at crossing. We're going to loan him out in this first season, just like we did with Kalitskoy, and see if he can have some good development. But that, boys, sums up all of the transfers for season 2. That was a crazy window. So many outs, so many ins, but I think we finally now got the perfect balance of squad depth and a lot of talent in the team. These are the players we are going to lock in this season. When I pick my best 11, these players move around in the teaming position. I don't want them to. So Geller, Diamonde are going to be locked in the defence. Pavlovic as my DM. We're going to start Kilskoy on that right wing after having a good season of development over at Losk Lille. We're going to start him on that right, inside forward, cutting in with that good finish. finishing. We're also going to keep Bayer in the team, who had an amazing first season, pacey pressing forward, he's quality on the game. And Moukoko, who was also on loan in France at OGC Nice, is coming back. We're going to give him 1 season in the first team, see if he can develop any more. He had a good season at Nice. Let's see if he can do it for Dortmund. It is time to simulate this first month of the first season. Of course, back in the Champions League, looking to retain that DFB pokal. Let's see how this Dortmund team can do with a crazy amount of transfers in season 2. Right, boys, well, the first month of season 2 has gone very well. As we can see, Raf now in the DFB pokal first round, we dominated 9-1. Definitely should be winning that game. Starting the Bundesliga season off at home against Bayern Munich, drawing 1-1. With Bayern getting a 91st minute goal, we were so close to beating our rivals at home on the first day. Wolfsburg in the next game, we won 3-2. Leverkusen we beat 2-1 at home, the 91st minute winner from Bayer. Union Berlin, a comfortable 3-0 win. Sporting 2-1 in the UEFA Champions League and beating SV Werder 3-1 with a Simone Profundi goal in the 60th minute, which makes my heart warm. If we look at our Champions League fixtures, of course, we've already played Sporting. We won 2-1. We've got Liverpool away. We've got Milan at home. We've got Wolfsburg at home. We then go away to Barca, City at home, Celtic away, and Newcastle away. That is a very tough set of UCL fixtures. If we go through that league phase, I will be very, very happy. If we look at the competitions tab, we currently sit top of the Bundesliga. We're sitting 15th in the UEFA Champions League and, of course, into that second round of the DFB pokal. But now, boys, it's time to simulate this season with our new wonderkids locked into this team. Let's see if we can achieve another competition win in season 2. Come on, Dortmund! Okay, boys, it is the end of Season 2 with Borussia Dortmund. And before we show you Season 2 results, I am a visionary. I am a modern-day genius, okay? Because this season, Season 2 with Dortmund, we have only gone and won the Bundesliga and lifted the DFB pokal for a second time. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? I mean, come on, do you know what I mean? Come on, you know what I mean? Come on, you know what I mean? We'll click into this Bundesliga season now, boys. 79 points was enough to lift the Bundesliga. 2 points ahead of rivals Bayern Munich. Top goal scorers for the league. Again, an amazing season for Bayer. 18 goals. Moukoko coming back from loan. Took a bit of a risk locking him in. 18 goals. Kobel with 13 clean sheets. An amazing season. Also, Moukoko with 12 assists. Also, boys, a big, big win in the DFB pokal final. Beating Leipzig 5-2. 5-2 in the final. Moukoko, Klitschko, Goretzka and Schlotterbeck getting the goals. A dominant display from the Borussia Dortmund team. I mean, what can we say, boys? A DFB pokal for the second time and a Bundesliga in the second season. If you look at the league positions as well, we were top of the table. How many game weeks is that? 20 odd game weeks, 25 plus game weeks. Absolute domination from us this season. Unfortunately, though, again in the Champions League, knocked out in the round of 16 to Juventus 4-1. We don't seem to have that Champions League quality just yet, but I think Season 3 or Season 4, we can really start to build towards that Champions League quality. If we look at the goals in the squad, the standout performer this season has to be Yusufa Moukoko. 31 goals and 17 assists in 50 games this season is an incredible record. Bayer as well, picking up 28 goals. Gracie off the bench at 30 now, someone we'll be looking to sell with 12. Klitschko with 11 goals and 10 assists in 53 is not setting the world on fire. Maybe we could look at another right winger next season. It's not great. Maybe making more of a squad player, we'll see. We've got Rico Lewis on loan, who got 10 goals and 2 assists, which is great. Oscar Gluck, the signing we brought in with 9 goals and 13 assists. A big, big positive though as well, boys. Quenda, who we sent out on loan. Look at that development for the young Portuguese man. 18 pace now with 17 dribbling. Good technique, good off the ball. He might be a player that comes into the first team definitely next year. Showing the use of youth to goal, boys. When you use youth to goal, you buy these players for a low price. You loan them out, give them game time. They come back into your team. Now he's worth 64 to 77 million and we signed him for just 16 million. Speaking of money, for the transfers this season, in Season 2, we have got a £90 million budget with a 200k wage budget with some potential sales going on as well. This is going to be a crazy transfer window. An amazing season for this Borussia Dortmund team. Let's see what we can do in the Season 2 transfers with this 90 million budget. Okay, boys, Season 3 transfer window is wrapped up. Let's go through the incomings and the outgoings at Borussia Dortmund. Starting on the outgoings now, bit controversial. 30-year-old Gracie goes to FC Bayern. I had to reject a few bids from Inter Milan because they wanted me to pay 100k of his wage, which weren't happening. And there was literally no other club coming in for him, so I bit the bullet. Hopefully, he's not going to do too well for them. He's 30 years old now. His natural fitness is 12. I'm going to hope he starts to regress quicker than he progresses. This is a bit of a risky one, obviously being in the Bundesliga, being title rivals, but I do think with Bundesliga and Bayern's players, they're going to have better strikers that come through. They probably still have Harry Kane. Hopefully we'll be okay. And the final sale was Felix Nemeka. Just never really fit into my team. He only played 3 games last season. I thought, may as well cash in while I can. I sold him for 15 million. Just a player that weren't playing games, so I thought I'll get rid of him. And now for the exciting signings. The big summer signing was Angelo from Al Nassr. We decided to spend 80 million. Now, I know 80 million is normally outside of a Borussia Dortmund budget kind of signing, but this guy scored 22 goals and got 17 assists at Saudi Arabian team Al Nassr. I don't know why I said Saudi Arabian team, like you're going to thought they were from League One or something. 16 player of the matches as well. He got a 7.94 average rating. When I seen them sort of numbers, I thought a player with them numbers at 20 years old is going to move to a big club for a big fee, and I thought it needs to be Dortmund. He's going to be my right winger this season. Hopefully he can replicate even half of that this season, and I would be happy with that output. Next signing in midfield was Hugo Larsson from Frankfurt. Again, we're making a team in the Bundesliga a little bit worse with this signing as well. A great player. He can play CDM, centre mid, good passer of the ball. His physicals especially, 6'2", very quick, good natural fitness, good stamp, good mentals, gets forward whenever possible. This guy is a brilliant centre mid or even a DM on the game. 60 million he cost us. This is going to be a great signing for the rest of the rebuild. 22 years old. He was 21 when I signed him. Don't even try it. Look at his age. 27 for the 6th is when his birthday is. I signed him on the 1st of the 7th. So yeah, there we go. David Martinez comes in for 15 million. We have loaned him out to Valencia for the first season. I was thinking of keeping him, but I think with one more year of first team football guaranteed, this guy could be amazing. Look at them stats. Very strong on the left foot. Plays on both wings as well, which is good. He's kind of just got good stats everywhere. But like I said, I think one more season, full game time, this guy could be unreal for us. So we'll see him next season. And a couple of youngster signings that we brought in. Hector Fort was the first one. 4.5 million from Barcelona. A right back with 4-star potential. Can play left back as well. Again, he's got some good base stats. I think 1 year of game time, he could at least be a squad player for us next season. Maybe even challenge for a first team spot. But Hector Fort for 4 million, I couldn't not. And I think this guy, I did not sign him, Justin Lerma. I don't know who signed him, but I think it might have been an under-21 manager. I don't know what's happened, but he joined for 3 million. I don't know when this happened. He looks decent, to be fair. 17 years old. Apparently he's got high potential. See what happens with him. I have no idea. And finally, boys, a few more deals. We're still waiting to come in. We've got 3 17-year-olds. These were the best players that I could find using the Robbo Regen Wonderkid filter. You can find that on TikTok. If you come into my streams, Big Robbo14, ! Wonderkid in my chat, it will show you a video on how to find regens as good as this. So, first of all, we've got a right winger from Argentina, 17 years old, a good determination. He's got good stats kind of all round. He's pacey, he's strong on the right foot, good technique, good teamwork. This is a bit of a gamble signing. He could turn good. He could be a player that in youth to gold that we just sell for a profit and move on. We got Sergio Rios, again, another striker, 17 years old. Again, a good determination, a good finishing stat to start with, decent pace, strong on the left foot. He's got nice base stats for a 17-year-old. Again, a couple more years of development. This guy could be a superstar. If not, again, selling for some profit. And another striker, boys, coming in from France, Louis Lecam, more of a pressing forward. Not too great on the finishing, but with the work rate, the aggression, bravery, pace, strength, this guy looks like a bit of a handful up front, the French striker. So again, a player for the future coming in. That is our signings for the first season, boys. If we have a look at the tactic, this is kind of the ideal first 11 that I want to play. Quender's come back from his loan. He is injured currently, but he had some amazing development over at Hoffenheim. He played 32 games in the league. Now he looks like a very solid left winger in my opinion. Good dribbling, amazing pace, good flair. Again, a couple more years in the first team, this guy could be an absolute superstar. One of the new wonder kids in the FM24 updated database if you've downloaded it. So we're going to be locking him in this season, seeing how good he couldn't do. But of course, boys, after winning the Bundesliga and the DFB Pokal, there was no way I was changing the tactic. Angelo goes on that right. Quender, Makoko and Bayer. We've got Gluck in the midfield with Pavlovic still sitting in the DM spot. Zeller and Kirk as our wing back. Schlotterbeck and Diamonde in defence and Kobel still in the goal. I think that team now, again, something I love doing when building my teams is balance. There is so much balance to that team. We've got height, we've got pace, we've got flair, we've got technical ability. It looks like to be a great team. Okay, boys, we've played our first month of fixtures. We started off with a big win against Leverkusen in the league, 2-1. Bino Gittens getting the winner in that game, followed by a massive win away at Cologne, where Makoko picked up a double. Bayer and Gluck on the score sheet. A 2-2 draw at Hoffenheim is a bit disappointing. Goals from Berisha and Pinyev. They are two good players on FM, though, to be fair. Difficult fixture, really. Hertha BSC, a 4-1 away away win, which is decent. Angelo getting his first goal from the club. We got a 1-0 against Borussia Mönchengladbach, which when I was simulating these were second in the league, so it looks like they're going to have a good season. And then unfortunately we pick up our first loss of the season, a 1-0 to Stuttgart, an Undav 84th minute goal. If you look at the ratings for the team, that was an absolutely horrific game. Let's show you boys my Champions League fixtures for this season, and we've actually already played one where we've beat Atletico Madrid 6-1, so that's always a dub. Adeyemi getting a hat-trick as well, that's lovely to see. The rest of the fixtures, we've got Inter away at the San Siro, Copenhagen at home, Celtic at home, we've got Atalanta away, Chelsea at home, and a nice end there in Slavia Prague and Anderlecht. Both away fixtures though, which will make it all that little bit more difficult. But of course, boys, we're going to try and retain that Bundesliga title again. We're going to try and win the Champions League in this rebuild. If this happens, if we win the Champions League with Dortmund in 5 years using youth to gold, that will be insane. And hopefully, boys, again, the DFB Pokal, we've won it 2 years on the bounce now in this rebuild. Can we win it for a third year in a row? That would be amazing. The best looking trophy in world football. Shout out to Mega Luke. But boys, we are now going to simulate this full season with Borussia Dortmund, see how well we can do in this third season with our signings, see if any of our players can develop even more. I will see you boys at the end of season 3 for the roundup. So boys, we are back for season 3, and in season 3 we won absolutely nothing. The first trophyless season at Borussia Dortmund. You know what, I was hoping it wasn't going to come, but I kind of knew at one point, you know, winning the league, winning the DFB Pokal 2 years in a row, it was probably going to come to a stop, and this season we have not won nothing. We'll start off with the Bundesliga, coming second to Bayern Munich, who win the league convincingly by 11 points with 83 points. If we look at the league table, FC Bayern with 83 points. It's good to see in the goals Mokoko's still up there with 20. It's good to not see Geraci there, who we sold straight to them, even though he actually might have helped them win the league. Mokoko getting 20 goals, Giovanni Quenda and Angelo getting a good number of assists. But yeah, a poor season, I'd say. What looks like it's cost us is a lot of draws there. 9 draws. Heidenheim at home. We had a 4-4 with Bayern, 2-0 with Hoffenheim, 2-0 with Frankfurt. A lot of draws there, which isn't too good. And the losses, again, losing to teams there. You'd look at them teams we've lost soon, you'd think, at this point of the rebuild, we should be beating them teams. But a second place finish, still in the UCL, you know, still 8 points and a gap from third place. If we go into competitions again, though, round of 16 by RB Leipzig. 5-2 in aggregate. To lose to another Bundesliga team that isn't Bayern is pretty shocking, to be fair. Losing 5-2 in that first leg, it seems, is poor. And again, speaking of poor, quarter-final by SV Darmstadt, who are in this Bundesliga 2. That is absolutely shocking. Losing 5-4 as well, conceding 5 to a Bundesliga 2 team away from home, but even so, terrible. And in that final, Leipzig went on to win 1-0 to lift the DFB Pokal for the first time in my tenure at Borussia Dortmund. Again, just a poor season, really. I mean, that quarter-final exit is poor. We could have had a chance maybe in the Pokal, especially against a Bundesliga 2 team. If we go into the squad, as you can see by the goals, Mokoko again with 27 goals, Bayer with 24, Angelo off the right, very impressive first season, 17 goals and 15 assists. If we have a look at his development, yeah, look at that development. His physicals have gone up, off the ball looks to have gone up. Some decent increases there. He's going to be great for the rest of this rebuild. We've got Pavlovic in there at CDM with 16 goals from CDM. I don't know if he played CDM this season, but taking him off Bayern, 16 goals in the season is great. Kalitskoy coming in with 9 goals. Again, not a lot of development. Giovanni Quenda there getting 20 assists and 5 goals off that left wing. 5 goals, a little disappointing. Maybe hoping for a little bit more, you know, a good finishing ability, good pace, maybe getting in behind, maybe expected a little bit more there. 20 assists for him. Kirkez as well, one of our first signings, only getting 3 assists from left back is pretty tragic. So yeah, I mean, overall, not a great season. Obviously, no trophies won. There's been some good development, which is good to see, like with Angelo, for example, but the rest of the squad there, we need a little bit more, I think. If we look at David Martinez, who went on loan at Valencia as well, maybe he's owed a first team chance next season. You know, a good season at Valencia, picking up 8 goals and 7 assists in 32 starts. Maybe we can play him more next season. Quite a tough run, really. If I go have a look in my schedule, the form looked okay, to be fair. I mean, we had a bit of a drop off there in February where we lost a few games, but, you know, we ended the season unbeaten, which is a shame that we just, I don't know, maybe the draws, the losses to the teams below us weren't too great, but we're going to make some more transfers now. We maybe need to change tactic, potentially. Hopefully, in this rebuild, going off a season of winning no trophies, let's see what we can do in Season 4 with these transfers and try and get a trophy back in the cabinet. Right, boys, it's time for Seasons 4 transfers, and in Season 4, there wasn't many players really on the market that could majorly improve my team. So what we did, we signed a few more youngsters, we signed a few good squad players to bring in that can hopefully just give some backup to the players if they need a rest. And yeah, we just kind of filled out the squad really. So we'll start with the biggest out, the only out of the season really that was noticeable. Karim Adeyemi went to Everton for £58 million. Now, Adeyemi was getting shaded out the team a little bit, and when I saw £58 million coming for him, I thought at this stage of the rebuild, he's not going to play for me anymore. Obviously, the pace is unbelievable, but apart from that, not really offering much more to the team anymore, unfortunately. I mean, this guy used to be such a big wonder kid back in the day. His stats should look so much better than this, but Karim Adeyemi, the first out. In the ins, we signed Jude Bellingham. Now, obviously, Jude Bellingham, famous for his move to Borussia Dortmund. I thought, we'll bring in his brother, Job. He plays in the midfield. He can play the cam. He can play striker. He's a great squad player. Has the beats the offside trap. Good finishing with good composure and anticipation. He's going to be a goal threat, I think, off the bench. So, Job Bellingham enters the team. Next signing, boys, is Mike Quirk over from England. The 18-year-old comes in as a bit of a goal threat, really. He was 30 million total, but he's got a massive potential. Gets into opposition area, tries killer balls, you know, good teamwork, good dribbling, good physicals as well from the get-go. He looks like a solid player. And of course, boys, all of these youth talents are being signed with you boys in mind. If you want to go to my Patreon down below and continue this 5-year rebuild, you will have access to all of the youth talents I've signed on this save. The Patreon is just £2 a month. You can access any tactics that I use, any tactics from this Dortmund video will be uploaded onto the Patreon as well. You can use these youth players, take over my rebuild, and what I love to hear, especially in the Twitch streams, there's been a few you boys who have took over my Brentford save recently from Twitch and also the United rebuild that I've been saying you've been using players that I've signed, or you've signed some new players and shown me screenshots. It's amazing to see. So if you boys want to go to the Patreon, access any of these save game files, it'll be below in the description. Next signing, boys, and probably signing of the window, was Marc Bernal from Barcelona. 17.5 million this man has cost us, and his passing ability, his vision, his technique, his physicality as well, being 6'2", and the player traits. Arrives late in opposition's area, dictates tempo, comes deep to get the ball, tries killer balls. That is a DLP dream. He looks amazing. Again, a massive potential. Let's see how well he can do in this Season 4 for us. And finally, boys, we'll just skim through a lot of the regens we've signed. Of course, we need to keep on bringing that youth talent into Borussia Dortmund. Lucas, the number 10 from Brazil, 20 determination, good technicals, good mentals already. The physical's lacking, but he is a 6'1" man. This guy could be unbelievable one day. We've also got Ranko over from Serbia, loaned out to Forest. Again, another striker on our scouting list. 16 finishing, 16 dribbling, good physicals, good mentals. See what he can do at Forest. We've got Sergio Rios coming in on that permanent transfer. Again, looking good. Mentals, physicals, technicals for an 18-year-old. Brilliant. Great potential. Again, just another youth signing. We've also got Kevin Frustra, who is on loan at Rangers. A bit more of a creative striker. Good passing, good technique, good dribbling. Could be a number 10 as well. I think this guy is the pick of the bunch. He looks amazing at 18 years old. Again, on loan at Rangers for that first team football. He looks like he could develop into a superstar. And the final signing of the window, boys, was Augustin, the right winger, who's gone on loan to Celta Vigo. Again, just a winger with good flair, good pace, a few decent technicals. Again, just more talent for the future, sticking to that youth to gold method. Now, quickly, boys, in Season 4, I want to show you the power of using youth to gold in FM. We have got £81 million left in the budget. We've got 700k wage, and there is no one we can sign because the players we have signed early seasons have developed into good or world-class players. And finally, boys, as well, if we look at the finances for the whole rebuild, we have never been negative at Dortmund. 210 million balance in the club. The youth to gold method is so good at building a club's bank balance, improving the facilities, improving the players at the club. Everything to do with youth to gold is so good. So please, boys, if you've never tried it before, try it in one of your saves. It is a great way to build a club up. Of course, boys, I'm saying that like Dortmund are some absolutely terrible club, not at all, but with clubs from like the Championship or leagues below top divisions, this method is fault proof. Like I said as well, boys, we're going to change the tactic this season. I'm going for it. I'm going for an attacking 4-2-3-1. When I looked at my players and who we had in the squad, I think this formation suits us best. We're going with the one striker this year, funneling all the goals to Makoko. We've got Angelo and Quenda, pace down the wings, Glucas the creative 10. We've got Larson and Pavlovic in the DMs, and that strong defence as always. And actually, Hector Fort has come into right back this season, challenging Yellow for a starting place. He looks amazing. Physicals, he's 6'1" as well. He looks brilliant. Still got potential to grow as well. Again, the power of youth to gold showing. You sign players young, you loan them out, give them first team football. They come back into your first team and can be starting players. Of course, boys, we're in the Bundesliga, the Champions League, and the DFB pokal again. Let's sim a month into the season and do our Season 4 roundup. So, boys, coming back for our Season 4 roundup, we had a 10-0 beginning in the DFB pokal against Haida SV. Going into the Bundesliga season, away first game at Cologne. Felix Nemeka, actually our former player, scored to make it 1-1, but Makoko getting the winning goal there in Cologne. A 4-0 against Schalke. Hector Fort getting on the score sheet there as well. Bayer still getting in around the goals. A 2-0 at home to Hoffenheim. A great start in the Bundesliga, it seems. A 4-1 away win to Hertha BSC. In the first Champions League game, we drew 1-1 with Fiorentina. They did have a red card as well, which is a bit disappointing. Would have hoped for 3 points there. Next game back in the Bundesliga, Angelo Makoko win us the game 2-0. An away 0-0 draw at Chelsea. Not too bad, really, going away to Stamford Bridge, but disappointingly, we drew 1-1 to St. Pauli. Hector Fort getting a red card in the 29th minute seemed to cost us in that game. So it's an unbeaten start to season 4. And of course, in the Bundesliga, we are still top of the league, undefeated in the Champions League as well. If we show you them Champions League fixtures, we have this time round Real San Sebastian at home, Young Boys at home, Milan away, PSG at home, PSV away. Tidges will love this. Tidges is my editor, by the way. He's an absolute PSV ultra. He goes to all the games. I've heard that he's got his knuckles red at some times as well. You know, he tells me all these mad stories. PSV away, that'll be an easy 3 points. And finally, ending nicely with an Austria-Vienna away trip. It is season 4, lads, the penultimate season to end the rebuild. We need to get back in and around the trophies this season. Let's see if this Borussia Dortmund team can finally get their hands on maybe a Champions League trophy. Let's simulate, boys. Right, boys, we are back for Season 4, and Season 4 gives us a DFB Pokal trophy. A win in the DFB Pokal for us, boys. In the final, we played RB Leipzig, where we defeated them 3-2. Angelo with 2 goals and Bayer with a goal. Let's go watch that winning goal. So, boys, the ball starts with Geller on the throw-in. Bernal getting involved. Angelo coming in from that right wing on the left foot. Bang! A strong finish into the back of the net. What a strike. What a signing as well. 3-2 in the final. Another DFB Pokal in the trophy list. Unfortunately, boys, we were knocked out in the quarters to Liverpool. 2-1 an aggregate as well. A good goal, really, against a Liverpool team, which I imagine by this point is unbelievable. And in the final yet to be played is Barcelona and PSG. And unfortunately, boys, in the Bundesliga, we were 1 point away. 1 point from getting a title again, man. 1 point. One singular point. Our 2 losses as well to Bayern Munich, who lift the title. Geraci got 16 goals from as well. That kills me. Makoko again, though, claiming that golden boot. A wonder kid reborn with 24 goals. Cabell with the most clean sheets. Considering we were playing an attacking tactic as well, is impressive. But apart from Bayern Munich, we were unbeaten across the season. If we look at the draws, though, St. Pauli 0-0 at home, a Frankfurt draw, a Pauli draw again, Werder Bremen, Mainz. These are draws. You can't have these draws when Bayern Munich are in the league with you. And what I've just seen is that Amad Diallo is also at Bayern, and that absolutely pains me. Looking across the squad again then, boys, Makoko again, 33 goals and 18 assists is crazy numbers. Bayer with 16 goals and 4 assists off the bench, it seems, this season. Angelo again with the 15 goals. Gluck with 14. Schlotterbeck getting quite a few goals with 13 this season. Quenda, 10 goals and 13 assists. Maybe we need to look for a bit more of a clinical left winger next season. Not a great season again. Kalitskoy off the bench getting 9 goals. Again, just a decent squad player, but it's so upsetting, man. We've built what I think with Borussia Dortmund is a very good team, being 1 point off that Bundesliga. Oh my lord. We got one final season to try and win another Bundesliga. A bit of a recap: we've won 3 DFB Pokals and 1 Bundesliga in 4 years. So, no, sorry, we've won 2 DFB Pokals, I think, because we didn't win last season. We won 2 DFB Pokals and 1 Bundesliga. So over the time, we have won 3 trophies with Borussia Dortmund, which is still good. But we need to get that Bundesliga title on lock. Being 1 point off in the league to Bayern Munich is heartbreaking. Let's do this last season of transfers. Let's bring this youth into the team, and let's try and get further in that Champions League as well. Quarter-final is progress. It's the furthest we've been. Let's try and get to the semis of the final next season. Come on, boys. Right, boys, for season 5, I just thought to myself, you know what? I've had enough. I've made the club all this money. We've got a good balance still. I'm just going to splash the cash on some transfers. The only notable sale of the window was Semi Kalisko. Went to Villa for 36 million. Not really doing much at Dortmund. And when I saw an offer come in for him, because of the player we have signed for that left-hand side, I thought, you know what? We don't really need him anymore. He is a good quality player, a good squad option, but with the amount of talent we have now, we don't need him in the squad. And as for the ins, the first in of the summer was Lamine Yamal from Barcelona. Now, do not get me wrong, the most unrealistic signing you might ever see, but guess what? It is currently December 5th when I'm recording this video. FM24 was supposed to be out nearly 6 weeks ago or something. I do not care. Great dribbler, great pace. You all know him. Brilliant. Hopefully on that left-hand side, he's going to bag me goals because I need it from that left-hand side because Quenda has not got a pair of shooting boots on this entire rebuild. Next up, boys, we brought in a talents from Bayern Munich. Now, when I saw this guy standing at 6'2" with 16 finishing, 16 off the ball, 15 composure, and attacking mid threat, the physicals are lacking a little bit, but the man is 6'2". He's still got lots of potential. He's an absolute baller. This guy's going to be locked into the cam position this season. He's going to bag me so many goals. And finally, boys, some more youth signings. We found a right back over in, where did we find this guy? In the Belgium League. £15 million for a guy with them mentals. He's like a Gandhi regen. Unbelievable. Perfectionist personality. An amazing right back. Physically, mentally. Technical's lacking a little bit, but I'm thinking about locking him in over the next couple of years to try and get that development up. He is unbelievable. And for Patreon members, he looks like a right back for the next 10 years. And what I thought, boys, is we couldn't have a good right back without a good left back. We've signed a model citizen personality wonderkid left back. 18 years old. Again, tackling's good. Physicals are good. Mentals are good. It will probably be worth locking these two players in this season just to get that development and see how good they can get. Finally, boys, the DLP Jovanovic joins us. Good passing, good first touch, good vision. Again, 19 years old, got a bit of potential left. 6'4" in that midfield, a physical presence. And as you can see, boys, we are on the 2nd of July and we've still got 5 players in our development centre who we've not even loaned out yet, who have got amazing potentials. There is so much talent in this squad. It is unbelievable. So, boys, we're going to stick with the same tactic. It got us to the quarterfinal of the Champions League. We were close in winning the Bundesliga. We're going to be locking in these players on screen now to play in these positions in every single game. We're locking in them fullbacks we've just talked about. We're locking in the 6'2" attacking midfielder. Hopefully, boys, this is the season where 1, we need to reclaim that Bundesliga title, and 2, can we get to a final of the Champions League? In the last season of this Dortmund Youth to Gold rebuild, I've had so much fun filming this. Let's see what we can do, and we'll join you back at our 1 month roundup. Right, boys, it is time for the last 1 month roundup of the video. We started off in the Super Cup facing Bayern Munich, who beat us 4-1. They've got Nelson Viper, for God's sake. What are you supposed to do against this? You know what I mean? Prime Nelson Viper, not a chance. We lost 4-1. We won 11-0 in the first round of the Cup. We then beat Stuttgart 3-0. Our new central attacking midfielder starting off the Bundesliga season with a goal in 4 minutes. We then drew to Schalke. 92nd minute equaliser from Schalke is wounding. We then won 2-1 against Mainz. We won 2-1 against Freiburg. And in the Champions League, kicking off with a 4-0 win against Benfica is massive. If we take a look at them Champions League fixtures, we have now got both Manchester clubs, Man City away and Man United at home. That's going to be a loss there. I'm gutted. Pogon at home? Never seen Pogon in the Champions League. Yeah, we've got Pogon, we've got Genk at home, then we've got Arsenal at home as well, and Monaco and Molde away. I expect to qualify from that league phase, but boys, for the final time, we are going to simulate this season with Dortmund. Listen, even if we don't win the Champions League, it's been a hell of a rebuild. We've got some quality players. We've won the Bundesliga. We've won the DFB Pokal a couple of times. At least we've won some trophies. But now is the final season where we want to leave our mark on this Dortmund team. Look, we need to win that Bundesliga. That Bundesliga title needs to be ours this season. Let's simulate season 5. And for the final time, come on, Dortmund! The time is 4:34. The final season of the rebuild. We've done it! We've done it! Oh my god. Oh my god, we've actually done it again. The 5th season we've won the UCL. I can't even go mad. Honestly, I was simulating through. I saw the quarters, the semi-final, and then no word of a lie, I'm watching Luke Pingu's Christmas video with Angry Ginge. We have won the Champions League, and also just even seen that, the Bundesliga. Oh my god, thank god. Yes! Come on, Dortmund. I knew in that summer, signing someone on that left-hand side, if Lamine Yamal got that 1-0 winner goal, I'm going to go crazy. 1-0 winners in the UCL. Who got the goal? It was the Bayern Munich central attacking midfielder, Fyodor Shishate. 40th minute goal against the PSG side with Omarodi and Barcola, Simmons, Emery. Borussia Dortmund Youth to Gold method, 5 seasons to the UCL. That is incredible. And not just any UCL. We've also won a Bundesliga. The double has been done. Makoko again, top goal scorer in the Bundesliga. A wonder kid reborn in this rebuild. You don't hear a lot of him nowadays. Another 23 goals. 2 losses again in the season to Leipzig and Stuttgart. We did not lose to Bayern Munich, which has clearly shown that is how you need to win this league. You can't lose to Bayern or they just run away with it. Incredible season. Just going to spend a moment to look at it. And as you can see as well, boys, Moukoko with 14 goals in the Champions League. Absolutely mental. So in the league phase, we actually qualified top 3, winning 6 games. United, Benfica, a 7-0 against Genk, 8-1 Molde, drawing to Arsenal and losing to City away. From there, we went into the round of 16, where we knocked Liverpool out 4-1 on aggregate. Quarter-final draw, Inter Milan 4-2 on aggregate. The semi-final, Arsenal 4-1 on aggregate. And then our goals slowed down in the final, but we do not care. 1-0 winners. Come on. It would be very rude not to watch the penultimate goal, or the final goal, sorry, of the rebuild. A clever free kick from Moukoko, gets it back, passes into the box, and it's a nice finish through Donnarumma's legs for Borussia Dortmund at the Johan Cruyff Arena. Johan Cruyff Arena as well in Netherlands. The birth of wonderkids. Dutch system is so good for bringing through young talent, and it's only right that's where we win the Champions League. Oh, I am so over the moon. Like I said, it's 4:30 in the morning and we've done it. Oh, come on. Let's look at the goals in the final season. And as you can see, Youssoufa Moukoko, 41 goals in the final season. This man, a bit of a forgotten wonderkid on FM nowadays. World-class ability for me though. If we look at his history, look at the goal scoring seasons he's had for me. 23 in the league, 24 in the league, 20 in the league. But in this season, it's 41 goals. Absolutely crazy. Moukoko, the man of the rebuild. Incredible. He's wanted now by Liverpool. No surprises. If you look at the rest of the players, Lamine Yamal doing very well off that left, as I knew he would. 20 goals, 15 assists. Angelo, again, 15 goals and 13 assists off the right is amazing. Pavlovic, the midfielder we signed ages ago now, getting 13 goals. The new Cam we signed, getting 12 goals and 12 assists. Look how good he looks now. The physicals have definitely increased. 19 years old, boys. 6'2" attacking midfielder. It's crazy. Marc Bernal also playing 50 games. Someone who played a lot more games than I expected. Them physicals now were amazing. An absolute gem of a player. Lucas, another Cam who went on loan, looks amazing. Quenda now fully developed a 4-star player. The youth to gold method has worked. It's absolute wonders. Look at the right back that we locked in as well, boys. Potentially nearly a world-class right back. The mentals, the physicals, and also, boys, the left back we locked in this season. Also, the development is absolutely unbelievable. This team is set up to be unbelievable. If we quick pick the best 11, let's see what my assistant thinks is the best 11 to end this rebuild. We've got Yamal, Shelstrate, Quenda, Moukoko, Bernal, Pavlovic, the 2 new regen right backs and left backs, sorry, the 2 centre backs, and Cabell in there. An absolutely amazing team with a bench, by the way. Hector Four, Angelo, Geller, Gluck, Bayo, Larson. Amazing players still on loan to come back. If you boys are to take over this save, there is 120 million sat in the transfer budget. On the finances, 250 million sat in the bank, and a season just gone of winning the Champions League and the Bundesliga. I am over the moon with this rebuild. The Youth to Gold is my favourite way to play Football Manager, and it has paid off big time. We've just had the Man United rebuild where we won the Champions League. Now with Borussia Dortmund, we have also won the Champions League. We are on a hot streak. The final season, it is so poetic. Anyone who's made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching all the way through. The support on these YouTube videos means more to me than you know. And also, shout out to Tidges behind the scenes doing all of the editing, getting these videos out on time for you boys to watch on your Sunday evenings. But yeah, just an absolutely amazing season. If you boys want to take over this save, again, the Patreon is going to be below when you watch this video. The save game file and any of the tactics used will be uploaded. That is how we rebuilt Borussia Dortmund using Youth to Gold style in FM24. I've been Big Robbo, UCL Robbo, and I will see you all on the next video. Have a good one, lads.